What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with an update on RDW, or Red Deck Wins, aka Mono Red. The last time I visited this particular color combination, or not combination, but this color and this deck type, Mono Red Aggro, was 3 weeks ago when the set had just dropped. And I thought it was time to just like check in on the thing and see how it's going. It's obviously very popular. Its percentage of the meta share is quite high, but its win rates aren't quite there. Selesnya Enchantments is obviously a gigantic problem for it because of the life gain, the incredible amount of card advantage, and you know, yeah, just a better late game now with all of the new shenanigans that Selesnya Enchantments is doing. But I think I've done a fairly good job of adapting to that. And so, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Before we do, though, I just wanted to quickly show you, in case you either didn't tune in back then or were not yet a subscriber or whatever, the 3 weeks ago version. So this is what I put up on the channel 3 weeks ago, just like cookie cutter, very simple, 4 of everything, going with a very like reminiscent of Boros, with the 8 burn spells that can go face, the Kumano, the Bloodthirsty Adversary, and the Reckless Stormseeker and the Thundering Raiju. Like almost, no, sorry, Reckless Stormseeker was not in the original Boros burn deck, but Thundering Raiju. So like a very similar deck to the original Boros burn, but just with mono red. So then we put in like the Shivan Devastator was the new little bit of tech, a Riveteer's Requisitioner, and a Fable of the Mirror Breaker to copy Thundering Raiju. And I thought that this was actually like really good, to be honest. But it lacks this late game potential that the new version that I've cooked up in the lab has. And so now, finally, without further ado, let's check out the upgraded version, RDW today, RDW now. And as you can see, it's got a little bit more of a top end. A couple copies of Volatile Arsonist have been slipped in. Rending Flame as an answer to Sheoldred, something that can actually do 5 damage instead of just topping out at 3 with Lightning Strike. And instead of going burn face strategy with play with fire, I've gone for Flame Blessed Bolt instead to deal with all of these recursive threats from Mono Black, such as our good friend, the Tenacious Underdog. But we still have a lot of the, you know, usual suspects. Full playset of the Bloodthirsty Adversary, some Thundering Raijus, we got the Reckless Stormseeker, I've still put Fable of the Mirror Breaker in here, so, and of course Kumano faces Kakkazan. So very much a similar brew, but with some key differences. I've gone for a full playset of the Electrostatic Infantry instead of the Blitz guy, the Riveteer's dude that I had in the original version, because we are running a little bit more interaction, only 2 more, but still that makes it a total of 10 burn spells that can trigger the Electrostatic Infantry, and it makes for a very good turn 2 on the Chapter 2 of Kumano faces Kakkazan, enters the battlefield as a 2/3, which is pretty juicy. And then, you know, usually what happens is on turn 3 with this deck, if you don't make your you know, if you don't have one of your good 3-drops, then you're usually removing something that the opponent plays, which will grow your Electrostatic Infantry, and you can swing in at that point for 3, and it'll bring it outside of cut down range and all sorts of things. So kind of enjoying this one, and I really like the Trample, because it gives the deck a little bit of additional reach. There wasn't anything with Trample in the initial version, but the Trample on this has been invaluable. Then other new little bits of tech, we've stuck in 1 Defiler, 1 Jaya. Instead of going for the full playset of Thundering Raiju, just, I don't know, because we've got a little bit of synergy with the Electrostatic Infantry and the Monk tokens from Jaya, also can act as a little bit of card advantage with the -1, where you exile the top 2 cards of your library, you choose one of them, you play that card this turn. Has an obviously very good ultimate. I've never ever gotten, actually I think this is the first time we're playing Jaya on the channel, so We still will need to have to look into this card a little better and try and make a deck that's specifically built around it. But for now, just a sneaky one of for some potential additional value. And the Defiler of Instinct, being able to do 1 damage to any target whenever you cast a red permanent is obviously quite nice in a deck like this. But we've also got a lot of non-permanents, so I didn't want to go too heavy on the Defilers. But then, a little bit more of a top end, having the Volatile Arsonist and how well it synergizes with the Reckless Stormseeker. You play it on turn 3, maybe the opponent passes the turn, it goes to nighttime, so you've started the day-night cycle potentially a couple turns sooner than Volatile Arsonist enters the battlefield, in which case it'll then enter the battlefield as a 5/5 Dire Strain Anarchist, which adds, again, some much-needed reach to the deck. Bigger creature, can deal 2 damage to face, get rid of Planeswalkers. It's just a great card, and I loved it. You guys will have to go back to see my Red Moon Rising rotation-proof brew from before Dominaria United, and now it's like I'm trying to find new homes for it since, and we're gonna have to be brewing a little bit more with this card, I think, in the coming weeks, because it's one that I really enjoy playing. And that's really it. Not so many huge changes, but some significant ones. And the same mana base, just 22 mountains and 2 Sokenzans. And that's the deck. RDW today, little updated version. Let's jump into some games. We'll of course be taking this for a spin on the ranked ladder, and hoping to stand toe-to-toe with some of the Selesnya and Charming stacks that are plaguing the format right now, but that'll probably be our worst matchup. I'm okay to play mono black. I'm okay to play pretty much anything else. I'm just really hoping we don't run into any well, that's a nice little curve, into any Selesnya. It's a big problem for this deck. No enchantment removal. Ah, there we go. I'm hoping he plays out something like a, okay, he's just gonna flip this thing. Sure.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win. This isn't how things are supposed to go. Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
If they're focusing heavily on Liliana, which is so boring, then the name of the game here is watch him play another one. Okay. Probably the Arsonist, unfortunately, which is very frustrating. But we get to draw another card, so. Haha! He took the wrong card. Double Arsonist, baby. Oh, whoops. That was a misplay. I thought the second trigger was the Planeswalker one. I could have done an additional 1 damage. It's not huge, but... Ow! Swings. He swings. Does he have Infernal Grasp? He does not. I'm not going to target the Trespasser because reasons. Down to 1. Oof. Me took. We still win. Get stuffed, me took. Oh, I'm so sick of playing against mono black right now. Like, it's thankfully starting to shift a bit again to Selesnya, which I'm not, I don't know. I honestly don't know which I would rather play. But mono black was starting to get really tiresome at the beginning of the meta. It's fortunately sort of slightly pewtered off a bit. And if you see the results from various tournaments and things as far as best of 3, people are still trying to really hard to play it, but it's definitely not the one that's winning the most tournaments. They're often like in the top 8 and doing well and things, but the top tier decks are other decks right now, and especially in competitive best of 3 formats, which makes me very, very happy. That is a terrible hand. I mean, it's not super terrible. Fable can copy Bloodthirsty, got plenty of removal. We need a 3rd land to make it work. We've got some pretty good removal for the early turns while we wait to draw that land. Let's see, if they mulligan, I will too. If not, we keep it. How's that? Tyraffle. Tirafel? Tyraffle? Tirafel. Okay, well, no mulligan, but I changed my mind. I'm just hoping it's black again so we can Flame Bless Bolt a Tenacious Underdog. Swing, 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 swing. Yes, what you do is you play your land. That's what happens when you're the person that's on the play. You play your land. Thank you. Aha! 3rd land. Rewarded for my bravery. Well, that's definitely going out of here. Ooh. Now I'm wondering if it's mono red and they're just playing Cabaret Courtyard for whatever reason. Yeah, okay. Sure. Badoosh. Okay, so mono red. So far. Doesn't discard a thing. Lightning Strike. To be expected. I got one of those too. Thundering Raiju. Fable number 2. Nice. Cool. We hold up Rending Flame in case it is a Raiju. Facebreaker? Don't want you getting any treasures, thank you very much. Yeah, okay, it's I mean, he's definitely trying to copy Thundering Raijus. That's my thinking, yeah. Goro gives the reflection haste. Copies the dude. Swings for 4. I'm okay with that. Honestly. Was to be expected. Decisions. I think we need to get rid of that reflection though. Unfortunately. Really? Cool. I think we got him. Oh, that's totally fine. Urabrask, huh? Can't say I've seen too much of that on a battlefield. Especially such a non-bow with you know who. Oh, that sucks. Sure. I'll make him think I'm holding up something. Honestly, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. 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 The level of bullshit. Thank you, deck. We definitely needed a second land in a row there. In those finishing moments of the match. I really felt like we had that guy. Unbelievable. Yeah, well, we roll with the punches, as you know. We take a couple, and then we shake it off and learn from our mistakes. That's a keeper. That is a keeper. The As of Can. As of Can. Selesnya enchantments. Public enemy number 1 detected. So let's try go for a more value player with the Fable. Restoration of a Gunjo would be my first thought. Like clockwork, my friend. Now we're going to get in for a fairly decent hit. And we're ready with Volatile Arsonist. Bring back the doggo. I don't want to burn my treasure because I do want to play my Arsonist next turn. So at most we're going to be doing 2 damage this turn. So far he hasn't cast a spell. Huh.
Run away.
Probably bye-bye Reckless. Copying Volatile Arsonist with Kiki Jiki is beautiful.
Try not to miss me. You're done.
Down to 4. I haven't seen too many enchantments players playing this card. Just gonna get rid of my Arsonist.
You started this fight, but I'm going to end it. You are not much of a roadblock.
Bye-bye. Boom. 2 Wandering Emperors back to back. Yet. One of the interactions with Fable of the Mirrorbreaker that doesn't make as much of a fanfare is just something as simple as copying a Bloodthirsty Adversary and getting another spell out of the graveyard. Always feels very nice. How are we doing for time? Nice and quick. RDW always feels like, wow, we've gotten loads of games in and we're not even 20 minutes in. That's groovy. I actually quite enjoy it right now. It's in a good place. It's not as toxic as it once was. 3rd land, obviously very important. Got some decent removal. Fable. Ah, there's the 3rd land. And why don't you play that Tenacious Underdog for me so I can exile it. Thank you, boy. Fourth land. That's cool. That's fine. Draw a card, maybe. Play things a little bit more carefully, because there's definitely an Infernal Grasp in his hand right now. I'm fairly certain he'd rather draw with the Bankbuster than than that, but you know, I didn't want to run my Raiju into that right away. I'm gonna wait to play my Raiju when I've actually got a Fable that's ready to copy on board. And if it's shielded, then it is what it is.
Violence is necessary to set things
Huh.
right.
+1, huh?
You wish to know my secrets?
Cool, 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 cool.
I will not spare you.
Now, if he hits us with the Invoke, we must remember that Kiki Jiki is an enchantment. Sure. Fine. There's our answer to Shieldred. Block the adversary? No problem. Thank you. Now, Meetook is my worst enemy. If he's got the Meetook, I'll lose my mind. They always do. Okay. I think we have to play out the adversary just to protect against things like Liliana or another Invoke. This card needs to be banned. That's my theory. Invoke needs to be banned. I think it's too strong. We just need a top deck, like some freaking burn spell of some kind. Doesn't attack. Okay. So frustrating. Didn't want to let it go to nighttime, but I really didn't want to. Man, this is terrible. Mono black. Invoke Despair is too strong. I honestly think it's just a little bit too strong. Just a tad. I think we're just dead. I think we're just dead. Wow, that was terrible. Absolutely dreadful match. Feel like puking a little bit. Invoke Despair. Too much. Just a little too much. IMO. Like, if they had had any other type of card in hand at that point in the game, we would have won easy. But it's just this 3-for-1. Gets rid of our enchantment as well. It's enough to drive you insane, actually. And then they always seem to... I mean, there was a match during yesterday's gameplay footage where he went... he got a 4 in the top... He had 4 in the top 10 cards of his library. It's just like, okay. I'm only keeping this hand because I see Jaya. And it's the first time we've seen her, but otherwise it's a bit terrible. We don't have a 2-drop for the Kumano, and we don't have a 3rd land for the Reckless. And it's black again. Okay. Again, mono black, man. Ah, I feel like chundering. Yes, yes. You have a million cut downs in your hand. Let's see what happens.
Frankly, destruction is best left to the professionals. Get out there and blaze a path. Go on, impress me.
Me took for 1. No.
You're no match for my students.
Here comes the invoke. You ready? Such a stupid card. Okay. Wow, he didn't actually have it for once in his miserable mono black life. Thank you, deck. Thank you. All we wanted right there was another land. It's just ideal.
Eyes open. Stay alert.
Sure. It's got removal for the doodad.
Oh, well, aren't you precocious? Wisdom kindles the heart.
Oh, that's cool.
I take no joy in this slaughter. But you can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Yeah. Yes.
Come find me when you want all right. Eyes open. Stay alert.
That's gonna be game over, baby. Taking that chance with the -1 on the Jaya. Wow, Jaya, huh? That was pretty cool. That was actually really cool. We may need to make a Jaya brew very quickly because that was really, really cool. I'm so happy with that match. Honestly, nothing makes me happier than beating on shielded piles right now. I don't know about Electrostatic Infantry though. I'm still on the fence. It's just that Rada card with the domain, I tried the Revetier's Requisitioner, meh. Like, what better 2-drop than the adversary do we have in red, you know? And you can't play the automaton because we don't have enough enchant, you know, then you have to go full artifact synergies. So then, like, I mean, if we really look at it carefully, yeah, 2 drops, let's just say rares and mythics. Maybe the blades? I don't know. Is the blades better than the freaking infantry? Honestly, I don't think so. Goro? Sure, it's not terrible, but I still don't think it's as good as the infantry. Can't wait till we get more tribe members for Goblin Tribal next set. That's going to be fun. Cemetery Gatekeeper doesn't fit the deck. So I think this is where we're at. I mean, okay, let's throw uncommons in there as well. Or I mean, we've already looked at the res and mythics. What red 2-drop uncommons do we have that are worthy of the slot? I've already tried the where is he? The Requisitioner. We've tried the Renegade plenty times as well in many different decks. Well, fairly okay, but I still think the infantry is the better option right now. Everything else just kind of sucks. So, yeah. Let's jump into one more final match. Hopefully it's not another mono black opponent. We've got 5 minutes left before we hit the 45-minute mark. So far, so good. I think we're sticking well within the expected win rates of an RDW deck. I think if we'd just beaten that guy with the Invoke Despairs match before last, I would be a lot happier with tonight's performance, but it is what it is. Mr. Bamboo Ghost. Okay. Let's hope to top deck a 2-drop. When you're on the play with mono red, you don't really want to mulligan. Unfortunately. Just hope that the heart of the cards. Believe in the heart of the cards. Got my rare little goblin guy from the compendium. Oh no, what's it called? Not the compendium. Domain, probably. Love the 3-drop there, honestly. Oh, it's definitely domain. Okay, I'd rather you go for that. Yes. Take 7. Give me a land, baby. Give me a land, baby. And hope they don't have that drag to the bottom or whatever it's called. Nice. Land. Oh. Oh. Counterspell. Maybe another ley line? No, he doesn't have the right mana. Okay, that's fine. Drag to the bottom would wipe the board right now. Very significant fashion, so... Okay, that's fine. Off you go. Off you go. Get stuffed. Volatile Arsonist. Worth its weight in gold in this deck. I love the card. Please play more of it. I don't see enough Arsonists on battlefields. But that is going to be it as far as tonight's gameplay footage, guys. We've arrived at the 45-minute mark, almost spot on. Jumping back into the deck with my final thoughts, overall review, and, you know, what I think about RDW as a whole. I think right now it is one of the decks that has the most potential options. Like if you're playing mono black, you're going to be playing Shieldred. You're going to be playing, like, I mean, it can a few little changes here and there. Like, okay, instead of the 1/2 drop, I'm playing the little knight guy with menace or whatever, but it's pretty much set in stone. Whereas mono red, options. You have, you know, Jaya, which we're still going to do in the coming days, so stay tuned. But a Jaya spellcastery type thing with prowess and this guy. Or you could go, you know, just a modified mono red one, like, you know, the first one that we put up on the channel. Or you could go artifacts with the automaton. Or you could go Defiler of Instinct and play more like 1-drops and things. There's that... hammer hand and things like that. It's kind of all over the place, and it makes for a lot of cool, like, deck building and decisions that I don't know. I think mono red is in a very good place right now and performing quite well, as I think the gameplay footage proved to you tonight. Also, the other differences and choices that I made, I'm quite happy with. The Flame Blessed Bolt over the Play with Fire, I think, is a good call right now. We may even go in 2 and 2, but then you end up never getting either or. So I think just Flame Blessed Bolt is in a good place right now. Just that Exile is really sweet against a lot of threats. And then bringing in a couple copies of Rending Flame for the Shield Reds and other bigger creatures was also a very good call. I really enjoyed the match where we won with Jaya on board and Volatile Arsonist. What more can I say? It's just freaking amazing. And that's all I have to say for tonight, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all tomorrow wearing the same shirt because I'm recording multiple videos with another fresh brew. But until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.